up, Kim?
What's up, Jordan?
Hey, you guys, we just rolled in. We rolled in.
It's a beautiful day today.
70 something degrees outside. It's fantastic.
Have a more picturesque day. The windows are open right now.
I love it. I should actually have my windows open. I don't have mine open.
I was
right
jamming to some music today. I have to prep for work, and so I was prepping and getting some stuff ready, and I just had tunes on. You know when it's just like one of those good days where like everything is just like
gonna have a good
working
day.
out.
All my homies gonna ride.
Exactly.
Today.
Like
ain't nobody gonna die
my
today.
workout was solid. I'm pretty darn close to my goals that I set at the beginning of the year, which feels amazing. And so today be good for me.
Well, if you guys are tuning in,
you're getting two very different.
You are listening to the world famous Grease and Grace, and my name is Jordan.
I'm Kim,
who just went down a notch because you hit the button.
What the?
And that's what happens.
What in tarnation?
What in Sam Hill?
Oh my Atlanta! All
Man,
right,
that was a lot of like really good non-swear words that we just threw down. What in tarnation?
My oldest Miles, he says he doesn't
like him.
He doesn't think that it's tarnation, so he says, "What in the entire nation?"
Hey, that's fair.
And I'm like, "Well,
I like that.
That's good. I'm a fan."
We can also say that at the same time. Anyway, hey, happy Monday to you guys, because that's when you're listening to this.
Monday.
Oh,
We haven't seen each other in 2 weeks.
Can we just take a moment of silence? That Hulk Hogan is dead.
He is.
I cannot.
Man, we lost some bangers like back to back.
Ryan Sandberg.
Oh my
He's
Lanta.
gone. I'm like,
who else? The son from the Cosby Show.
Oh, how did I miss him?
Seriously?
No, I knew he was dead, but like, yeah, I didn't even say.
Yeah,
like Theo.
He drowned.
He was like 50 something.
He drowned.
You guys,
with his 8-year-old daughter. That's so sad.
Wait, his daughter died too?
No, his daughter was alive.
Oh no.
I know, that's bad news, bear. That's not the way to go out. That's sad.
I heard when Hogan died, I was like, Hulkamania forever. Like Bethany told me, like that's the first thing out of my mouth. She's like, did you know Hulk Hogan died? I was like, Hulkamania forever.
I wonder what his funeral is like.
Man,
like
he came to know Jesus like later in life.
Oh, did he?
Like legitimately,
well,
like made a decision to follow the Lord, and like Terry or what? What's his last name?
So what are you saying with Bradshaw? No. Is that right?
What?
Terry Bradshaw?
No, his name's Terry something. Anyway.
When we get up to heaven,
I can't wait.
And we make it past, all of a sudden we're going to hear, brother!
Welcome to heaven, brother! It's so good to see you. Glad you're here. Yeah, I can't wait.
I like it.
I can't wait. I just think, I don't know, man. That's my childhood, though. Yeah. Like Theo and Hogan at the same time.
Yeah, and then, I mean, like...
And Ryan Sandberg.
For those of you who know Ozzy Osbourne, he's down for the count, too. Lots
Ozzy's
of people.
Dead?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Shut up.
When did Ozzy die?
Shut up. You seriously didn't know that?
No.
Ozzy Osbourne died. It was like Hulk Hogan, or no, it was like Theo, Ozzy, Hulk Hogan.
Get out of here.
Day 1, day 2, day 3.
He did.
He died, dude.
He died like a week ago. Whoops. I did not know that.
You've been sick. It's okay.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
He had like just played a show too.
He did?
Yeah. Very last one.
Oh, my Lanta. That is... Wowzers.
He was 76. He looked like he was 112.
Yeah, he did. Drugs will do that to you.
Wow.
If you need no other reason. Like,
listen, kids.
Whoa, baby.
Wow. His funeral was live.
Yeah. It was huge.
Get out of here.
How do you feel about, like, okay, so it was like a mass of people. How do you feel about people, like, bringing balloons?
They called the man the Prince of Darkness.
Yeah,
like
they
come
did.
on,
they
like
did.
For real.
I don't know that he knew the Lord.
I know him and Hogan, man, going different places.
Yeah, there's different directions.
Yeah. That's it. I would love to talk about this, but we're not going to talk about this today. So, anyway, all I'm saying is, I just can't. It's been a couple of crazy weeks.
Yeah, it has been.
Anyway, as you guys know, every week we take on a new topic. We look at the greasy and the graceful aspects of life that we live in. Sometimes current events, pop culture. Sometimes, maybe soon, it'll be funerals of celebrities. You should put that one down. That would be a good one.
Okay.
But sometimes it's just a thing that we want to discuss and we want to sit here and talk about because we need an hour of our life where relationships matter. And you know what? We like to have something to show for it, so that's why we push record.
Yeah. And 20-some people listen.
Yeah. And
thanks, guys.
That's okay. Like, we're good with that. But before we dive into the greasy and Gracie things, we always have like an opening question. So, Kim.
Yeah. So this question was This question was sent in
No
by a listener!
way. When that happens, I get so excited.
I know. So the question is, what is your Mount Rushmore?
Oh,
so like
I love these questions.
Yeah, like what is your Mount Rushmore?
Of what though?
Of anything.
Like anything?
Of anything.
Like, so you'd say my top 4.
Your top 4 of life.
Is there 4 people?
Don't
on Mount
say
Rushmore?
your children and your wife. I'm not going to say my children and my wife. No, wait, my husband.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's a different podcast, and I'm not on that one. Yeah, there are 4 people on it. Your husband, yes, Kim is married to a man.
I am married to a man named Josh.
He's a great guy too. I love you, Josh. I think you're fantastic. My top 4, what?
Your top 4 anything?
No, because Mount Rushmore is always like your top 4. Mount Rushmore of like music or movies or whatever.
So what's your Mount Rushmore of?
Tie it into today's topic without saying today's topic.
Oh, I can't do that.
Why not?
Because it's like a.
Do you want to just go into the topic then, and we'll tackle it, or will it not fit?
Yeah, I don't think it'll fit.
All right,
like I don't think that'll fit.
Top 4 what?
So, let's see. Your Mount Rushmore.
Ozzy Osbourne
Let's
is
see.
dead.
Of music. We'll just do of music. What's
Music?
your Mount? Yeah, your like musical artists.
You got to go first. I
don't know. Like that's. That's rough.
What about genres? Can you just do that? Like your top 4 genres
Well, there's
of
a
music?
lot of genre.
Yeah, there is. But what I'm saying is, like, I could probably do faster because we would be taking up this whole hour.
We would.
if I were to like,
We'll talk about that on another episode then.
But I would say your top 4 genres of music.
Okay, what's your top 4 genres of music?
Number 1 would probably be. So country's going to be up there.
You're a country listener?
I love country music.
Real life?
I love country music.
Like, give me some artists.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, you want me to go old school or you want to go new school?
You listen to country now?
100%.
Serious?
Yeah.
I'm not a country fan for now.
Why not?
It's too poppy.
I
There's
don't know.
like this fine line of country music that I really liked. It was like the early 2000s
Like
to
Tim
like
McGraw,
2010.
Faith Hill?
Yeah.
Or is that too...
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It can be like Tim McGraw because like Patsy Cline and like Dolly, they're a little too, and like Conway Twitty, like they're a little too twangy for me.
Yeah.
I'm not a twangy country person, but now we've swung in the opposite pendulum. Thanks T Sweezy for turning country into pop, and
She
so
did.
now it's like there's no
Okay.
differentiation. So I don't listen to country too much. Although
country.
I've had a couple country artists pop up and I have not been mad about it lately.
I'm telling you what. Don't mess it up.
Okay, so country.
If you want some of my favorite country artists, like new Jordan Davis,
Nope,
Nate
don't love
Smith,
them.
Kane Brown, some of his stuff is really good.
I feel like he got really big really fast.
He did, but he worked for it, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's great. So there's that. I mean, I'm going to go with like Christian gospel, not Christian.
Yeah.
Because Christian
Wait.
like Christian music genre is what you listen to in your radio.
Oh, yeah.
Where I don't listen to that like style
I
of
don't
Christian
either.
music.
Yeah.
So I would probably split Christian music in half, where like half of it is like what I would call like reformed worship, which is more like doctrinally sound, like theologically rich music, and then the other side would be like straight gospel. So I just go Pentecostal as fast as I can. Yeah, like I go from like something that is like just very like theologically like rich, like muddy, to like the person saying the same thing 70,000 times. You know, like, oh, I gotta get excited. Joel Barnes, people like that. So,
All right.
and then the fourth one,
You only have 2.
well, so I split Christian into 2. So that's what I did.
I didn't realize that was 2. Okay.
So, and then the fourth one is anything that's like DJ-esque, like any like drums and bass, and like I love that stuff.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Well, you're up.
All right.
What do you got?
So mine would probably be.
That's a really good question.
Mine would probably be like Christian hip hop.
Okay. Indie Tribe, stuff like that, or like Lecrae.
Yeah, both. Like
Okay.
I listen to. They have their different places. I don't
Sure.
like the hard stuff, but like maybe it leans more towards like boom bap. Boom bap. So it's like chill. You understand the lyrics. Like it's not like hard or anything like that.
I've realized that like with the new rap, new Christian rap music, it's, and I say this with as much love as I can because I really do love music or whatnot. But I think it gets too close to secular rap music because you can't
Mm-hmm.
distinguish like lyrics and stuff like that. So it's like it sounded like you said a bad word.
Yeah, I like when you can like hear the lyrics. I want
Right.
to understand the lyrics, and
Right.
you know. So that's one. I as of recently have really been into like more like a retro blues.
Ooh, good genre. Yep.
Yeah, I'm a retro blues.
Okay.
Probably some kind of sector within the soul
I can see that.
somewhere.
Who
don't
was
know.
I? Who did I message you the other day that?
Amber Mark.
Oh my word.
Oh,
She speaks to my
I
soul, man.
I love that song.
She is so good.
And then my last one, I don't know if it's every once in a while my Spotify pulls up they call it grunge rock.
Yep.
So like grunge rock.
Yep.
I have a vast range that I listen to.
That's good though. Like I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah. I listen to country, but I don't listen to country.
Well, there's like kudos to Post Malone, for example, who's bringing back old school country. Like
Yeah.
I really appreciate
him and
that.
Sierra Farrell. Have you ever heard of her?
I have heard of her. Yeah.
She is bringing back the twang for like the female voice.
Yeah.
She's got an interesting story.
There's a couple of girls out like right now who, because my youngest loves them, like has the Amy Winehouse vibe.
Okay.
And so like I was. We listen to music all the time, and so I was like, "Hey, do you know who Amy Winehouse is?" And she's like, "I have no idea who that is." And I was like, "You would like her. You know, you gotta be careful
yeah.
with some of her songs." But I was like, "You would like her."
She's dead as well. Speaking of dead celebrities.
Yeah.
She's very, very dead.
She's been dead a while.
She's a lot more dead than Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne.
She's I was gonna say something that wasn't very polite. Anyway, but like Amy Winehouse, when she was doing her thing, was a throwback to like previous generations too as well. So like I like those people that head nod backwards, a little bit. I think that's good.
Yeah, I've very much been into like retro blues lately. That's been Marcus King Band.
Oh, yeah.
Love.
Look at you.
They're my next I think concert. I'm pretty sure.
And the Alabama Shakes, since they're back
Just
too.
went to Alabama Shakes.
You guys already knew that though.
Yeah.
You weren't listening.
Anyways,
All right,
so
anyways.
we're not a music podcast
Man,
today.
I like that. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I've heard that like your Mount Rushmore of.
Yeah.
Like I think you have to like constantly like say like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So anyway.
All right.
Coolio. Today's topic is
the art of conversation.
what are we doing right now?
We're conversing.
There you go.
But there's an
it.
art, I think, to it. Okay, guys, we're done packing up.
See
I'm
ya.
out.
I'm glad that you guys enjoyed our show. Isn't that neat? Are you having any fun? That's a great song.
So
too, by the way.
the art of conversation is our topic.
Okay.
The day.
So the art of
Jordan is going to Google it.
conversation. We got to define it before
Is
we
there
can go.
There's got to be a definition.
100%.
Okay.
First of all, The Art of Conversation was a studio album by English jazz bassist Dave Holland.
Ooh.
So if you ever Google that, that's what you're going to get. That's what's going to come up right there.
All right.
So just think about it like that. So basically what we would be talking about, though, when we're talking about the art of conversation is an interactive communication between two or more people. What I think is really interesting is when you do a dive on this, the first thing that comes up are like people sitting around in groups, which really don't happen a whole lot anymore.
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
Yeah, like so Philly, for example, there's a lot of people that sit on the stoop.
Like Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Oh.
So like some people be like in the ghetto or whatever, but it's not always in the ghetto. Like people are sitting around and they're
People
talking.
hanging out, yeah.
Which is why I kind of love like 90s hip hop culture because they always did that. They just like sat around and like on the stoop.
Like Hey Arnold.
Yeah, Hey Arnold was a good one. Yeah,
Hey
absolutely.
Arnold. They always sat on the stoop in New York City.
The development of conversational skills and etiquette is an important part of socialization. The development of conversational skills in a new language is frequent focus of language teaching and learning. Conversation analysis is a branch of sociology which studies the structure and organization of human interaction with a more specific focus on conversational interaction.
I like it.
There you go.
That's the conversation.
That's it.
Do you got any graces? Or you want me to go first?
I think you should go first on this because it's your topic. So I'd be really
well,
curious.
it's always
like,
my topic.
It
Jordan.
is, but come on, Jordan. What you doing, Terry?
Okay, so one of my first greases is people do not know how to have a conversation anymore.
100%.
They don't know how to converse.
I love it.
Which is wild to me. Now, mind you, I have like read books on conversation. Like,
first of all, I love though that when we're conversing, you are cool with my computer being open because like I know it's extremely rude, but you're really good at like still talking to me podcast wise. If you and I were out on the street or whatever, like I would make sure that stuff is closed.
Yeah, it's I don't care who you think, like if you think that you are the greatest multitasker of all, there's no way that your brain is
100%.
like fully listening and
100%.
fully paying attention to whatever device. But yeah, like first and foremost, nobody knows how to have a conversation anymore.
Nope.
At all. It's wild to me.
It is so funny how timely these topics come.
Are you reading another book about
100%.
it? Are you really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's so weird.
Am.
That's so weird. Yeah,
I read $4 a month. So like, yeah. Anyway,
I've
go
been
ahead.
really trying to read. I've been reading a really good book lately, and I have made it to 135 pages. And now I'm back home because I read it when I was traveling, and I was like, man, this is really nice. I can just like blow through this book.
Yeah, okay.
I can't do that now. I got kids.
All right, so people don't know how to have a conversation.
Yeah, people don't know how to have a conversation. I feel like I was just out this past weekend, and just like maybe this is something that I have noticed because now I'm older. I don't know, but like it sounds creepy. I watch people. I'm a total people watcher.
You and I are the people, like people would probably laugh at this, but you and I could legitimately be like, hey, do you want to meet at the park bench?
Yeah.
We could sit on the bench and never talk.
Yeah.
And just like watch people all day long. Yeah.
But I enjoy watching people in their like natural element. And so many people, even just this weekend, I noticed like they
Were you in a city?
I was.
That's funny because I was just in a big city, like did the same thing.
Yeah. And like there are people who are having conversation, but then there are also people like I was within a group and like it's a different dynamic. Like they don't know how to talk to each other. And so like often I see people who are like staring at their phones while they're sitting next to people. Like look at a restaurant, for example.
Yeah.
Go and sit at a table and watch a family of, watch a table of 4 20-something-year-olds.
For anybody's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anymore, I mean, it's definitely something of the younger generation. It's not, I don't know when it changed.
I don't know though, man. I think there's some older people that do the same thing.
Well, yeah, because now they're like, I've got this contraption.
Yep, and they want to be connected because they're realizing that nobody else is connected, so they're like,
Yeah.
hey, we want to be connected.
Yeah, I can see that. And so, like, they'll all sit at the table, and all 4 of them are on their phones.
Yep.
Nobody's talking to one another.
100%.
They're all talking to other people in a group of other people. Like, it's wild to me.
Yeah.
I just recently, it's a really interesting podcast. I sent it to you. I don't know if you've gotten to listen because it's pretty short.
Yeah, Walk With Me?
Yeah. Can I Walk With You
Yeah,
is the podcast. You can check it out. There's some, like, it's not.
I love her voice, by the way.
I don't think that it's, like, bad by any means, but she's meeting just people on the street and asking, like, hey, can I walk with you? So, like, there is some times that there's language that happens just
Sure.
because of who she chooses, but it's a really interesting podcast because she walks up to these people.
She's like,
and
hey,
is
where are
just
you
like,
going?
Hey, can I walk with you? And either they say no or they say yeah. And what's interesting is it's really new. Like there's only like 6 episodes or something like that.
Okay, there's only 6 episodes, but did you hear the one where... So I guess she's been doing this for a lot of her life. And one of the ladies that she was walking with, she was like, have you ever gotten scared? And she said she's conducted like something over like 100,000 interviews.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's a myth. And I thought that was the most interesting thing that I've heard somebody say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I find fascinating is like normally at the end of the interview, most of the people who she's walked with are like, I was actually going to say no. And this has actually turned into like the brightest piece
delightful.
of my day.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
this
yeah.
was really nice. It's really nice. And I think that people don't understand, like it's nice to just have a conversation with somebody else.
Do you think though that's because she is naturally curious? Like it's kind of a grease, but like it's in the same vein as I think people don't know how to converse because they don't know how to question. Because if I question, then oftentimes it feels like I'm attacking.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just a naturally inquisitive person. So like, like you walked in today and I'm like, man, you got pink pants on. You know, like where you get those things at? You know, or whatever the case is. I think when you ask more questions, you get farther. But this is funny because Bethany and I were with some friends last week. And we had sat around for like 10 to 15 minutes, and we were about ready to take off because none of these people at all were going to like ask us any questions. And it was like, if this is going to be one-sided, then
that's really hard.
Yeah, like then I'm not going to be in this. You know
Were they
what I'm
the
saying?
same too? Like, here's what I've also found is like people don't necessarily know. They don't know how to question, but they also don't know how to answer to allow for more conversation to happen. So I don't remember who I was with somebody not too long ago, and I found myself like really struggling to like pull out a conversation from anything that they would give me. So, you know, for example, I would be like, so how's your day? You know, is it a gorgeous day? You know, just starting out with something like that. And they'd be like, it's good.
Okay.
You're like, okay, so what have you been doing today? You know, like, just like, come on. Do you have any interests that I can like?
And a lot of people don't even know how to ask a question. Like, I think that's the bigger thing is, so if I were to look at you and be like, for example, like you walked in today and I'm like, pink pants, man, where you get pink pants at? And you're like, oh, I got them at, you know, like Hot Topic. I'm in a Hot Topic forever. It's still open. And you're like, yeah, it's still open.
And then you start up like a whole conversation of like the Hot Topic, which goes into nostalgia. People don't know how to answer.
They have no idea. And but I think it's just because we have been in a society for so long that is so used to instant gratification where all I do is just tell, you know, a device what I want. It gives me what I want. And so therefore, like, I don't have to work for it. Whereas human relationships and stuff like that, like you and I's relationship, I mean, it's taken a long time. And it's like, okay, so this book that I'm reading, I looked it up. It's about the sin of empathy. And basically what it's all about is like, empathy can be a sin because basically like compassion can be oftentimes masked as being like counterfeit, you know, like so it anyway, there's all these like different dimensions on it or whatnot. But basically, so you have, in regards to this, like you have people who don't even know how to like realize that in conversations things fail. Yeah. And that's okay. Because there can be fruit that can come from the failure. Yeah. And so like I think a lot of times, taking something like empathy, for example, it's like, well, I have to get this right with you at the first time. That's the beauty of relationships. You really don't have to get it right. Yeah.
But I think we too live in a society where the stakes are high anymore. Yeah. Because everybody is so easy to be offended. Yeah. And so like, even I am somebody who's like, I don't want to offend you. And if I do, like, I'm sorry. But so often it's like you have that one shot, and the second that you say something wrong, the second that you say something that is offensive, the second that you say something that hurts their feelings, they are the ones who are going to shut you out completely. And they're like, well, this person doesn't have the same views as me. In fact, I'm actually talking to somebody right now who, her and I have very different views within a very touchy subject.
Sure, that's fine.
And so like, I have been explaining something to her, and I had told her, I was like, listen, we're not going to have the same views on this specific topic, and that's okay. I know that you have a different view on it just based off of the way that you have lived. I have been in your house. I understand that we are very different with this right now, but like, I'm fine with that. Yeah. I'm not here to argue that point with you. I'm here to just like chat about this, you know, this whole thing with you. And so many people anymore are like, well, if we don't have the same views, then we can't be friends.
But here's how I've kind of overcome it. Like, I've just started becoming like brutally honest. Oh yeah. Like transparent. So I was in a conversation with a buddy of mine the other day, and we were talking about just a situation that happened, and he looked at me and he was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, everything on my end has been genuine. With and he wasn't talking about me. He was talking about with, you know, something that had taken place with another individual. Yeah. And I just looked at him and I was like, I didn't want to hear that. He's like, what? And I was like, shut your mouth. I just didn't want to hear that. And he's like, why not? I was like, just because it doesn't fit into my worldview and I don't like it, you know? But so we did exactly what we're doing right now. We laughed about it. Yeah. And I was like, and he's like, that's so funny. And I just said, it just is what it is. That's how, though, you progressively move into that friendship is he told me something that was very true. I needed to hear. Yeah. I looked back at him and was like, I don't like that. You're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to give me another like. No, like I don't like that. You know.
Can you try again?
It'd be like I'm preaching and somebody's like puts their notes down. It's like I'm going to the
Stands
bathroom.
up and is like, no.
I'll be back, but not right now. So,
That's funny.
But I get it. So because I think like with what you're talking about, I think first of all, it's the inability to be inquisitive.
Yeah.
And then number two, it's also the inability to be transparent with that.
Yeah.
And it's a super greasy thing because it's like, man, that's frustrating to me because I'm in these conversations, whether it's with those people, you know, last week or whatever, where they're just, all they're doing is talking about themselves. And it's like, there's no, like, you don't even care about me.
Yeah.
And that probably sounds selfish, but relationships, specifically conversing in relationships, is a two-way street.
Yeah.
It's not just you talking all the time.
Yeah.
It's you listening sometimes.
Yeah. It's definitely an art, like to find that like fine line.
But how do you teach that? I don't know if you can.
Know.
There's just some people out there who are really, really good. Like I have a friend in town, and I would love to say his name right now, but I won't. But he's the easiest person in the world to talk to.
Really?
It doesn't go to our church. Like I wish he would.
Would I know him?
But yeah.
Okay.
But like, and that's okay. He doesn't go to our church. Like I'm just saying, like he's not in our like Sunday circle is all I'm getting at. But like when we talk, like he just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have a couple people that are like that.
Yeah.
Where like even in the silence, like you're like, I'm having a good time with this person.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. We don't have to like fill the space necessarily.
And then there's
all the
sometimes
time.
where like when you're having a conversation with somebody you don't feel like talking, you like, and this is probably moving into the graceful side of things, so I gotta be careful with this because we're not there yet. But I think it is like that person gives you the ability to have grace to be like, hey, maybe you're not having the best day.
Yeah.
Maybe things aren't great today. You know what I mean?
Or like if it was me, I'd be like, you okay?
Right.
You doing all right?
Like we don't have to. You know, it's kind of like you walked in today, you're bouncing off the walls, and you're like, you doing good, and I'm like just getting over like this huge sickness, and I'm like, and you're like, aw. Well, don't bring me down. You know what I mean? Like that's when you get into the conversing situation. You know, especially those things of conversation. It's like that person's okay with who you are in that moment too.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. We've lost something. And I don't know how you teach it. Cause like I was listening to a podcast a while ago, which actually is why I turned this into a topic, because it was another podcast where I think they were like talking about the art of conversation. And I think this is a really fascinating topic.
It is. It's huge.
And
but I love communication. Period.
Yeah, and they
amazing.
were the I think it was like a small like subset of series or something like that, where they were talking about small talk.
Okay.
And how many people don't know how to small talk. They
Right.
don't understand that small talk is the first step to conversation.
But that's okay. So that's like when you meet somebody for the first time, you like instantly either write them off or pick them up.
Yeah.
And I've learned don't write somebody off that fast.
Yeah, no.
Because there's been a couple times like I've met somebody and Bethany's like, Jordan, you got to have more than one meeting. I'm like, nope, that's it.
They're giving me weird vibes.
I don't like this. She's like, you can't do that. And I'm like, but I can. We didn't work.
Yeah.
It was not a love connection.
I think it's nice though, because you, in your field of work, like you have to be good at it, you know, like, so.
Well, some people are like, I have a friend of mine, he's a pastor and he's an extreme introvert. And it really hurts him sometimes in the ministry because like he's very good in the pulpit and he's very good, like, you know, in regards to like public speaking, but when he's done, he leaves. And like some people take issue with that.
Yeah. That's like,
because he's not around.
That's when you get to talk to your pastor.
Yeah.
Be like, hey man, this was trash. No.
Yeah. Hey, your sermon was terrible.
See what you did there?
Let me
I'm
tell
not
ya.
going to listen to it at all.
I'll tell you I give you one of my greases. Okay. So like when you are talking to somebody, because I just, it's kind of like extroverts need to sometimes be introverts and introverts need to sometimes be extroverts, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you can't bank off that. You can't, like preach out of that camp, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
But people who slow process, it's really hard for me.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to conversation.
Yes.
This is the greasiest thing for me. Because have you ever like talked to somebody and they like have a 1,000-foot stare and they're just like looking at you and you're like, did you hear? And you're waiting like for them to respond. Like you and I are quick. I mean, we're like bullets out of a gun. You know what I mean? But when you're like in a conversation with somebody, they're like,
I just stop and
you're like, what?
Because in that time, at least for me, like in that pause, I've had like 18 more conversations.
80 more.
Like so many more
Not
different
8,
topics
80.
have just like flown through my mind. And like every second that goes by is another 8 topics. Like there is eventually by the time that you talk, I'm like, we were talking about like the price of gasoline, and now I'm way over talking about Hot Pockets.
You're like and then you're like,
get here?
hey, this squirrel that is myself that has so many things. I was talking to a person like this the other day, and with a person that liked this the other day, and I was like, you know what I mean? And they like looked at me and they're like, well, and I was like,
because then you feel the need to like explain further.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's my husband. Sometimes
he can be like that.
Sometimes it's not all the time. Like
he'll look at you and be like, well, and I'm like, mm-mm.
Yeah, sometimes like we have to table a conversation because like I'm like here way up and Josh is like, Kim, I just had a long day at work. Like I'm just trying to eat my burrito.
Which it's kind of like those people that like when they tell you something, you're like, why can't I do that? You know, like people, for example, will tell you like, you know, they'll cut you off. They're like, you know, it's 10 till and I need to leave.
You're like,
and you're like, wait, how you could do that? Why can't I cut you off? I'm not that person. I sit there, listen to you, and I'm like dying inside. I'm like, come on, man.
I know. I do the same thing. I do the
Give
same
me an
thing. Let me come on.
And then all of a sudden they're like, and I'm like, I gotta go. And then here's the funniest part about that whole conversation. I will think about it all day. You will not.
Yeah, no.
That person will walk away and be like, that was an interesting man.
Yes, very much. Interesting is the word.
And then they move on, and I'm like,
You know, okay, so I just had experience with this within a conversation, and it drove me crazy. So I was talking to somebody, and they never made eye contact with me.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
They never made eye contact with me.
Wait, was it just you and them conversation?
And they would be talking, and like we're having a
Kim's
conversation.
looking over my head
I'm
right
looking
now.
right over Jordan's head, and I would be like looking back behind, like, what am I?
We missing something here?
What is she looking at? Like, is there something up there? Like the entire conversation, she's looking up. She's not looking at me, which I understand. There is some people who like that is very intimidating.
There's some people that need to like process.
Yes, but like when we're like, hey, how are you?
That's
like
so
if
funny.
I say that and then she'd be like, I'm doing all right. You know, today's been a good day. And she's looking up and it's like, I'm down here. I'm 4 feet lower than where your eyeballs are. Move them down. Come and talk to me, because I'm the window's not talking to you, baby. It's me. I'm talking. I'm the one running my mouth because that's what I want to do. Like I want to call people out on that all the time.
Yeah.
But I know that like there's some like.
I'll throw another one in there
Disability
because
of
it's so close to that. It's. I mean, you're dancing on the
Go.
whatever.
Go.
Anyway, people who are close-faced talkers.
Yes.
That's an easy one.
That stresses me out.
Oh my goodness.
People who like lean
Hello.
in.
You're like, okay.
Why do people know that they do that?
I think so I have a theory on this.
Okay.
I have a theory on everything. But I think that close face talkers, I don't know what do you call them? Close face talkers? Yeah. I think that one, they can't hear well. I think that's a first like indicator. If somebody's a close face talker, their hearing isn't as great as everybody else's.
All right.
So they just want to be like a little bit closer to you.
And second, they love to feel the warmth of the body they're speaking to.
Yes. And then I can't prove this, but I think they want to know how you smell.
Well, I mean, I don't think that you're going to get a good package. Sometimes it depends on like what, if you're talking to me, like there are sometimes that like I just went over to my friend's house not too long ago and I just got back from the gym and she kept getting close to me and I was like, girl,
You got to back up.
you do not want
I'm
to be in this
stanky.
stench right now, baby.
Stank.
Like she's really close to the gym and I was like, do not. And if you do get close to me, then that's your problem. Do
Yeah.
not get mad at me
100%.
for the smell that I am emitting. Like, I don't know if they want to.
Bad breath goes into that category too.
It makes me wildly aware
Yeah.
of like my breath.
Yeah.
I'm like, did I brush my teeth today? Like, what's the last thing I ate?
And some people like you have to like I will like move to the side a little bit because I'm like, man, you are definitely like taking me out right now.
Yeah, I have learned like
taller people especially.
I'm animated, so like with close talkers, I'll just get so much more animated, and then like eventually I'll like hit their arm or something. I'll be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I need to back up. I'm too close to you." Like I put it on
like,
me.
Put it on you.
Yeah, because I'm like, get out of my bubble.
You're like, listen, I stink. My breath is nasty, and you know what? I just feel like I'm real close to you. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna step back for a second.
The only person that gets this close to me are my kids telling me goodnight, and my husband when he's telling me he loves me, baby. It ain't it. You're not.
Then that person, then you walk away because you're like, you know what? It's fine. I'll just leave. We probably shouldn't be at it. That person's looking at you like, that's a very interesting person.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, but like the more animated you get, like you got to be telling a story.
Yeah,
and the more animated you get, the more you can like push them out a little bit. Like they say something funny and you smack them and push them a little bit, and it works. 9 out of 10 times it works every time.
Oh, that's so funny.
There's always that one. Who
you have
like,
other greases?
Continues to move in. No, those are like my two. I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of other things about the art of conversation that are greasy, but I'm gonna move into grace.
Okay, yeah,
like it. If
go for it.
Are you cool with that? Are you driving with that?
Perfect transition.
Because conversation is so good. Like, it makes you feel so good.
Yeah.
I have a couple of friends that, like, it's like, it's not like I don't know that I like having conversation with them, but sometimes I have to, like, write down, like, you need to spend more time with this person. Mm-hmm. This is, like, you leave feeling inspired. You leave feeling just, like...
Yeah.
Everything is right in the world.
People are healing, man.
Yeah, they are.
On multiple levels. I mean, like, there's been a couple times where, and I'm sure you've contemplated it too, like where, you know, we've even looked at the podcast and we're like, man, like, sometimes like this just, like, I got other things to do and stuff like that. And it's like, don't miss the fact that like you get a chance to talk to somebody for an hour.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
What I mean? Like,
well, because before when we had this, we were both like, we'd see each other on Sunday and be like, I miss you, man.
Right.
Then it was like,
so like last week, for example, it was like, man, like I miss it. So I learned because last week I got really, really sick. I have not been this sick in a long time. Like
That's
I can't
wild.
even tell you 2 things that were so healing. People and conversations. Like when people were around, I was like, this is good. And then when conversations happened, I was like, man, this is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's golden.
Yeah. It's just, there's something about just talking to somebody. And I have seen, and I don't know if this is just like my algorithm or whatnot, but I've seen like YouTube videos and it's like people will sit at like a coffee table and they'll just put up a sign of like,
come talk to me,
come talk. And I've thought about doing that a handful of times but I'm like, I don't know if anybody's gonna like do it. Like, what do you do when you want to?
Wouldn't that be really cool though if you were like at a coffee shop and let's just say I'm just thinking if coffee shops had this, like let's say you like, I'm going to go and drink a cup of coffee. I got some work to do.
Yeah.
But the work's not pressing by any means. And they had like little things that you could put at the side of the table where you just were like, hey, if you would like to talk to me, feel free.
I think that'd
be kind of cool.
At one of the coffee shops I go to, I think they have something like that.
Yeah.
Open to friends or something like that.
Yeah, like open to like chat or whatever.
But yeah, like I've seen it, not necessarily at a coffee shop, but it's copyrighted. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start another podcast, and it's going to be me and other people having conversations.
I'll give you a great one that's kind of along the same lines of that. So last week we visited just some old friends from previous ministry and really got a chance to just kind of reconnect with people.
Yeah.
Anyway, we learned in that setting, they lost somebody. So like there was a group of older people in their probably early 50s all the way to like late 60s.
Okay.
Probably 7-8 couples are in this group. They've been around, for a long time or whatever.
Yeah.
They're really near and dear to our heart. We just haven't talked to them in, a decade plus. Some of them we've kept in contact with. Anyway, one of the guys, he died like very unexpectedly, late 50s, died unexpectedly. So I was talking to my buddy and I'm like, hey man, I'm really sorry to hear about your loss. And he's like, yeah. And he was talking to me about like his eulogy and he did his eulogy for him and stuff like that. And I went back and I watched the eulogy and he said this is just kind of he just said like what he was talking about and whatnot, and there was a couple of things in there, and he went he's like I used to go to the one of the fast food restaurants and buy one food item for him, and I would just take it over to him and I would give it to him, and we would just sit there and talk for like 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I stopped dead in my tracks.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I was like, so you're telling me you would just go out to a random like fast food chain, you know, and get like a specific thing. You drive all the way over just so you could put it on his desk and say, hey, how you doing? And inconvenience him. And he's like, yeah, but it wasn't an inconvenience. He's like, because the conversations that took place every time that happened, even though sometimes they were 10 minutes or an hour, he's like, we're just so healing and life-giving. And I was like, who's bringing me stuff?
Guys, Jordan wants you to bring him stuff.
There's gonna be like 20 people like, yeah. But I was thinking like also in the same regard, like who am I bringing stuff to too?
Yeah.
Because like I think a lot of times this goes back to our gift giving episode, because I think a lot of times we think like our gifts have to be like extravagant, when in reality our gifts sometimes can just be so minuscule that we forget the real gift is the gift of ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, we're walking around the city the other day taking pictures, and I started laughing after the 15th one. Bethany's like, what are you laughing at? I was like, it's the same picture just with a different background.
Yeah.
Like, so it's really not the background that matters. It's what's in the front of the picture that matters. Mm-hmm. And I must have missed that for the first 30 years of my life. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, look, we're behind, Mount Rushmore. And it's like, no, Mount Rushmore is kind of irrelevant. It's the person you're with that's relevant.
It's like I saw a video not too long ago of people who what was it for a birthday? Oh, they had a birthday where instead of the birthday person blowing out the candle, they had every single person say a wish on video for them for that year.
Yeah.
And then like it was like this video of all of these different faces and stuff like that, and like music was playing, and stuff. But it was like, it doesn't matter that it's the birthday. What matters is the people who came to 100%. The birthday. And it's the same thing. Like the conversation will come with the people who you hold closest to.
Yeah.
And so like, but you have to be willing to like step out and start having conversations with other people.
Right. And there's
you have to be okay with the awkward.
Yeah. And there's times like you're alluding to this, but like when you are in a good conversation, it makes you long for heaven because there is no more time.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. There is so many times where like I've been in a conversation and I was like, Lord, you can come back right now because I do not want this conversation to end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've
like,
had conversations
I hate
like
when
that.
people have to leave. I hate when it's time for people to leave. Like, man, we've been doing so good. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, going back to the greasy side of things, there's some times where I want people to, hey, man, you need to go somewhere else.
This up.
Yeah, you're going to have to wrap this up and land this plane because we got stuff to do. But there are other times where, like, I've been sitting around a fire or whatever, and I'm going, I would be good if this never ends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very much so. I'm in the same boat of like, when it's good, it's good.
Which is probably why we get married. You know what I mean? Like, because
is it?
I don't know. It's like the most. We went to go see Ben Rector.
Oh,
on
did
Saturday.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So somebody proposed like in the front,
Aww.
or whatever, and Ben Rector, who's just madly in love with his wife, because I love it, and he loves his kids, but he's like marriage is absolutely one of the most awesome things in this world, and he's like, and I hope you love it.
Oh,
like, but
so
he said
sweet.
it in such a genuine way that I was like, that's conversation though too. At the same time, is like it's when it's so genuine. Yeah, it's just healing and medicine.
Yes. In another, I guess I'm going back to Greece a little bit because I feel like people don't listen. Like they're not willing to listen. Because sometimes like you're saying one thing, but like you're meaning a total different thing.
Yeah.
And I like
that's when you just got to get transparent and be like, hey, moron, are you tracking with me?
I'm not feeling it.
I don't think you're listening. You're somewhere else.
Yeah. I'm always curious, like, how did people in the like 1950s, like anybody before television, before anything, like what did their anything look like? What did conversations with them look like? Did they see it as an art? Because I feel like,
but that's also the art of wasting time, right?
Yeah.
Because like we feel like we're wasting time sometimes when in reality we're losing that time.
Yeah.
Like if you're sitting next to your spouse or whatever and you're on the couch and you're like, I'm bored. First of all, that means you're a boring person. Like you should never be bored. But secondly, like, why? You're in a space with another person. You should just like love that that's happening and transpiring and you don't have anything to do, which is kind of like my Grease in that when a distraction hits. Like people check their watch or their phone or whatever the case is. I'm like, for real?
Yeah, especially when you're in the middle of a good conversation.
I hate it.
Yeah, that does drive me crazy.
If you want to kill a conversation so fast, just look at your watch or your phone.
Look at your watch and don't look at me in the eye.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, I'm out.
Yep.
I'm not doing this with you.
I'm about to Tigger out of this place because you drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Any other Greases or Graces?
I don't know. Like, guys have
That's a really good topic.
Yeah, like it's a weird one, kind of, because like it's something that I think that we do every single day. I think it's something that people take for granted every single day, because how many times have you had a conversation with somebody not knowing that that's your last conversation with them? Yeah. And then, you know, for the remainder of your life, you're like, man, I wish I just had one more conversation with that one person.
Well, that's what my buddy was saying, because he was like, the last time he took him, this little gift or whatever, he's like, he just said bye different. You know, and I could totally resonate with that, because I was like, I mean, I remember when I had a good friend that died in a car accident, and I ate breakfast with him that day, you know, or I ate lunch with him that day, and he was like, hey, see you later. And the way he said it was just like, wait, that's weird. You know, like something wasn't right in that situation, but at the same time, it was so good too. Yeah. Like, because you can't change it. You can't change time. You can't switch things around. But I mean, you never know when that last conversation is going to hit. I mean, how many people don't come home at night? So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like,
there's some of
make
that
it
stuff.
good.
Make it real good.
Make it good.
Yep.
Make it count.
I don't know who I got it from. I can't remember. But I love that whole, I try to wake up every morning and say, if I was going to live this day twice, I think it's from a movie. If I was going to live this day twice, would I still do this same thing? Like knowing what I know.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, or when you're faced with a decision, like, for example, like, hey, I got to go. I got this thing to do, whatever the case is. If I was going to live this day all over again, would I have had that conversation? Yeah. Or would I have chosen to, you know, do that pressing thing or whatever the case is? Most likely, you're probably going to go with your gut on that and go to a different thing. So
have a conversation.
Yeah. What do you want to hear?
What is your, like, introductory question or like your conversation starter?
What's yours?
I don't know. It kind of depends, but also take your headphones out.
Oh, good one. That's a good one.
Take your headphones out, guys. Yeah. Even if there's like, I know people who
I do that to people all the time. Like, you expecting a phone call?
Well, people will like have their headphones on, and like Josh will do this at home, and I'm like, rip them off, because I'm like, how do you know if you're available for a conversation or not? Yeah. Like, I don't know if you're willing to have a conversation. And if you are willing to have a conversation and you're literally just like walking with headphones on that's not playing music just so that you look like you're unavailable, like, come on, guys, make yourselves available. Because like I was just in the airport and there were so many people. Most of the time, if I see like a tattoo or something like that, then I'll be like, dude, that's really cool. Like, yeah, what's that about? Tell me about it. And that will open the door. Or normally like something about their outfit. I will normally start a conversation about an outfit, about a tattoo, or
markings and fashions will always get you far.
Yes. Yeah. And or like how somebody smells.
Ooh.
Like I've gone up to people before and I'm like, you smell really, really good.
You know what's really fun about that? I'm at the age where I'm a little older now that I can do this. And some people would probably be like, Jordan, I can't believe you do that, but whatever. I'll tell people they look pretty today. Oh, yeah. I'm like, you look really pretty today. And
have you ever seen the guy who shouts out compliments at people?
No. What in the world?
Oh, it's so fun. He'll like... he'll be like in the middle of like a downtown street, like where people are clubbing and stuff. Yeah. And he'll be like, "Dang girl, you look like you know how to make a mean banana bread." And like the smiles that it puts on their face, because it's like, yeah, I do.
That's so funny. Or I'll do it to guys too. Like, I mean, I'll be like, man, you really put together today. Like you look really nice. And people like, it is funny. I tell people this a lot too. which is a great conversation starter. I'll tell people like, I love your smile.
Oh,
Because people don't
nice.
smile at all,
Yeah,
ever.
that's true.
Like they just walk around like they look super ticked off at the world.
Yeah.
I tell Bethany this all the time. I was like, people are so pretty when they smile,
Yeah.
but they don't smile.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
nobody-
why? Why do you not smile? And people are so
Yeah.
overly concerned about whatever. I'm like, if you smile, you look so gorgeous. Like,
Yes.
like do that thing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I think a lot of chicks, at least, like, do not like to be told to smile.
No,
It's like a thing.
I mean, like, or here's the other thing, like, smile at people when you walk by them. I've noticed
Yeah.
that too as well.
People don't smile when they walk by. Like, even if they're like, hey, how are you? I'm like, hey, how are you? Like, you know, and I never know if like they're actually asking like, how are you doing? Or
Yeah,
if they're
it's more
just
just
like
a
saying
cordial
hi.
thing.
But I always answer it and start the conversation.
It's like, I'm
with
great.
them.
How are you?
I know.
Oh, what are you doing?
Like,
What's your go-to question? What is yours?
Like my go-to
It's probably like tattoos.
like,
things like
where'd
that.
you get that? Tell me about that. Or
Yeah.
like, I like those glasses or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is. Where'd you get those? And then it like starts up a little bit of a conversation. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's like a quick conversation in passing. Sometimes it turns into like a little bit further of a conversation. I mean, like I was just at a market and there was a lady who was selling, she made like, stamps. She hand carved stamps.
Yeah.
And she was selling prints. And so like I walked up and I was like, these are really nice. How do you hand carve these? And she was like, yeah. And so then we go into this full on conversation. I find out that she's from New Orleans. She's not there. And like she had a son who had moved like 7 years ago. And like it was this
It's
whole
people, man.
It was just this whole conversation. All because I just was like, these are really nice. Like
Yep.
find a compliment. Find something to compliment people and they will always warm up to you. Not always, but like if they don't warm up to you, then they're jerks.
I ask people all the time how you make money.
Do you really?
Like, yeah, how you make money?
Does that make people uncomfortable?
No, because oftentimes we ask people what they do for a living.
Oh yeah.
And your identity, I already know your identity is wrapped up in your job.
Yeah.
Like that's what everybody does, you
Yeah.
know, like, so I ask people how they make money. And a lot of times people will look at me and tell me like, it's not their job. Like, it's really funny. Like,
oh, interesting.
Like I got a buddy, I'm like, how you make money? And he's like, I make guitar stands at like, you know, like those midweek
That's
shows or
wild.
whatever the case
Yeah.
is. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, but that's not your job. And he's like, you didn't ask my job. You asked me how I make money.
Oh,
he's like,
that's
how
cool.
I make money.
All right. Well, there you go. If it makes them happy.
It just
That's
throws
wild, yeah.
it throws a wrench in like the normal question because like
Yeah.
a lot of people are so used to like, what do you do for a living?
Yeah.
I think that just falls short. So there's 99% of the time people are going to tell me what they do for a living.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like how you make money.
How you make money is like, is a deeper of like, what are your talents? Like, what are your skills? What are not necessarily like what you do.
Yeah.
But
My go-to question always has been, always will be, I get this like, because I do another podcast called Jordan's Famous Friends. And the last question I always ask people is, what's the one question that nobody asked you that you wish they would?
oh,
That one lands harder than any other question I've ever asked.
that is a good one.
And you will get
That
far
is a
with
good
people
one.
in that case. Because there's, I can't remember who I was talking to, and somebody said, are you okay? Like, and I was like, people ask that all the time, and they're like, no.
No.
Like, people never ask me if I'm okay.
Yeah.
And so then what I do is I always ask them the question.
Yeah.
Like, I follow up with them. Like,
That's
well,
cool.
are you okay?
That's
Like, no. I'm like, all right, well, I suck at conversations. So see you later.
That's funny. Yeah, that is a really good question.
I love that question.
Yeah.
Like, what's something that nobody asked you that you wish they would? And I had one guy tell me one time, he's like, I wish somebody would just ask me a question.
Aw.
And I was like, oh, man, like,
Aw.
you want me to hug you?
You need a hug. I was like, that guy needs a hug. He needs
So I was
something.
like, on average, how often do you fart a day?
like, is that the kind
What?
of question
He's like,
that you're talking about?
I'm just asking, do you want that, or do you want something deeper, more profound, or whatever
That's
the case
funny.
is?
Yeah, I don't necessarily have a question. It just kind of arises. Like, I start the conversation before I start the questions because I'll always like, I'm a question asker. So
I'll jump in
I will
all day long.
Start
Yeah.
asking all of the questions,
Yeah.
especially if you're going to give me one word answers, then I'm just going to start rambling off the questions. If we got time, if we're standing in a line at a Cedar Point or Six Flags and we're stuck there for an hour and a half, you best believe that we're talking.
Well, that's so funny you bring that up because we were at, like, for Ben Rector, we were in a line and we were waiting to get in. And the couple behind us, I was like, hey, man. And he's like, hey. And he had no idea who I was going. This guy, his name was Kyle. He owned like a tire shop.
Yeah.
He had like, his wife was super nice. Her name was Kelsey. They didn't have any kids. They've been married for like 5 years. Like,
That's fun.
I learned how they met. I learned like the whole 9 yards, you know? And I'm like, so finally, so here's what's funny is then we go to the show or whatever. We sat in way different sections.
Yeah.
He comes by me and I had no idea. And he taps me on the shoulder and he's like, what's up, Jordan? I'm like, new friends.
That's amazing.
Like,
there's something about like concerts and stuff like that where like you can just, everybody, I don't know, is more willing to have a conversation because like the concert I was at a couple weeks ago, the lady that was standing next to me, she was like 30 years older than me.
Who cares?
And but like in real life, we probably would not have like started a conversation, but because we were in the same place at the same time, doing the same thing, we started this conversation. She was the sweetest thing. Her and her husband, they had like 3 kids, all in their 30s. Like she was so much older than me and was just so sweet. And we talked about her life and we talked about the different concerts they went to and just all of this life that we had based off of the fact that we were both like, we don't know who this opening act is. Do you know who he is?
Well, and the best part is like, I mean, I don't want anybody to think that like we're in this for our own endeavor. But I'm telling you what, man, like those relationships come back around. Because it's amazing. Like who knows when that will come back, you know, into your lap.
I know. I was like, I was telling her, I told her the same thing that I just told you earlier today, like the Marcus King band. And she's like, oh, I want to go and see them. And I was like, come on now, baby. I better see you. Yep. Like you just start that whole.
Yep. It's crazy.
Easy peasy.
What do you want to hear?
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. What is your like go-to question or opening something to start the conversation?
All right. I would say I'm curious of like the Mount Rushmore like genres of music. That would be interesting to me. In regards to conversation, like I think I would just like to know, like, are you good at it or are you not good at it? Mm-hmm. And is that self-evaluation or is that other people?
Yeah.
Because I think there's some people who think they're really good at conversations and you're not. Like, and I don't have the heart. I'm not going to Simon Cowell you. Yeah. Like, because I don't have the heart to do that to you. But then there's other people who like come on kind of like a Google 5-star recommendation. Yeah. Like, have you met? You know what I mean? And I think that's when it's like really good. Like, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but maybe I am. I don't know. But I had a person introduce me to a guy the other day. Yeah. And there was a ton of pressure because I was like, wait, what? And he's like, this is Jordan. He's like, he's such a good, like, he's a good conversation. I don't know how he worded it or whatever the case is. And I just started laughing. And I was like, man, bar set high.
I know. Like, that's hard. Josh has told me that before. Like, he'll be like, you're really good at conversation. And then I'm like, don't tell me that.
Yeah, don't tell me that.
Just let me have the conversation. Don't throw me into the fire because you know that I'm a good conversationalist. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that's stressful. Oh, he's yawning, guys.
Oh, man. I like hit something there.
No.
But yeah, like there was do you think you're good at it or are you has that been kind of like validated by other people? Yeah. And then I think along with that, I would love to hear like who's the one person, if you could have a conversation with, it's not your spouse.
Ooh.
Who would you talk to? Like off the cuff, like who would that person be?
Like alive or dead?
No, like if you had to call somebody, talk to somebody for an hour, who would it be?
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too.
Yeah, that
is
really interesting.
Like why would you?
That is an interesting one.
Talk about
I'd like to hear that too. So,
all right, y'all.
Guys.
So, so that's where we're at today. Next week we have a pretty big episode. So,
that's next week.
Yeah. So, for those of you who are our routine listeners, we got something planned for you guys, and it'll be a lot of fun.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. We're just gonna pray that it goes through because who knows. But don't forget to share your thoughts with us. We love hearing from you guys. That was a great question from. This morning. So if you have stories or questions, suggestions for future topics, drop us a line, comment, subscribe, share with us, and then share with your family and friends. Hey, when you're having a conversation this week, here's what we'd like for you to do. Mention Grease and Grace in that
Punch them in their throat.
Hit us up on greaseandgrace pod@gmail.com. But thanks for tuning in. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys real soon.
Bye.